ברוך אתה אדוני, אלוהינו מלך העולם, בורא פרי הגפן. ברוך אתה אדוני, אלוהינו מלך העולם, שהכל נהיה לכבודו. שהכל ברא לכבודו.
Yaniv, next.
ברוך אתה אדוני, אלוהינו מלך העולם, יוצר האדם.
ברוך אתה אדוני אלוהינו מלך העולם, אשר יצר את האדם בצלמו, בצלם ותמליתו, והתקין ממנו בניין עדי עד. ברוך אתה אדוני יוצר האדם. אמן.
סוף כסיף ותיגע להכרה, קיבוץ בניה ותוכה בשמחה. ברוך אתה אדוני, משמח ציון ובניה. אמן.
שמח תשמח רעים האהובים, כי שמחך יצרך בגן עדן מקדם. ברוך אתה אדוני, משמח חתן וכלה.
אמן.
ברוך אתה אדוני אלוהינו מלך העולם, אשר ברא ששון ושמחה, חתן וכלה, גינה רינן, דיצה וחדווה, אהבה ואחווה ושלום ורעות. מהרה השם אלוהינו יישמע, מהרה אדוני אלוהינו יישמע בערי יהודה ובחוצות ירושלים. כל ששון וכל שמחה, כל חתן וכל כלה, כל ניצלות חתנים מחופתם, ונערים ממשתי נגינתם. ברוך אתה אדוני, משמח חתן עם הכלה.
אמן. הופה.
ברוך אתה אדוני, אלוהינו מלך העולם, בורא פרי הגפן.
Is that mine? Yeah. Oh yeah, good. Let me up. Do I stand up? Later.
No, you all over my skirt.
Ladies and gentlemen, there are now going to be two toasts. The first, we will just toast. The second, we're going to attempt to sing. And the first one, if you would be upstanding, is the loyal toast, which is the Queen, the Duke of Lancaster. Queen, Duke of Lancaster. While we are standing, the second toast, the President and the State of Israel. Somebody lead.
Kol balev afpeima, nefesh Yehudi tovia, vateninra kadima, ayin letzion Sophia. Oh, הבאים, להיות החופשי בארצנו, ארץ ציון ירושלים. להיות החופשי בארצנו, ארץ ציון ירושלים.
President of the State of Israel.
President of the State of Israel.
Ladies and gentlemen, the next person I would like to introduce will not speak, but has decided to put his words into a song. You heard him earlier today. It's Tanya's brother Mark. Mark.
This is one of Tanya's favourite songs from a long time ago. And Dory's. Isn't it? Is it? You do like it? It is now.
Is that it?
Yes. Oh, and Nana's. Nana likes it too.
And your mum.
And my mum.
And your mum.
Okay.
The girlie.
Love changes everything. Hands and faces, earth and sky. Love changes everything. How you live and how you die. Love can make the summer fly, or a night seem like a lifetime. Yes, love changes everything. Now he trembles at her name. Nothing in the world will ever be the same. Love changes everything. Days are longer, words mean more. Love changes everything. Pain is deeper than before. Love will turn your world around, and that world will last forever. Yes, love changes everything, brings you glory, brings you shame. Nothing in the world will ever be the same. Off into the world they go, planning futures, shaping years. Love bursts in and suddenly all their wisdom disappears. Love makes fools of everyone. All the rules we make are broken. Yes, love changes everyone. Live or perish in its flame. Love will never, never let you be the same. Love will never, never let you be the same.
Ladies and gentlemen, after that, the next speaker, I feel sorry for. It's his father, Ivor.
In A flat.
I'd rather sing than
That's his name.
I'm going to have to put the glasses on because I did prepare something earlier. Well, the Rabbonim have gone, so I can't say Reverend Gentleman, Rabbi Gollum Mallet.
But you can't tell dirty jokes.
I can't tell dirty
No, you
jokes.
can't.
being asked to propose a toast to the bride and groom at any function is very nice, but for your daughter, and it's something very, very special. I'm certainly not going to make a long speech, although the paper is in A4 and there are 2 sheets. You know, after a very sort of short courtship of 14 and a half years, Tanya and Dory finally decided to tie the knot, and needless to say, Hazel and I are very, very proud and happy parents and parents-in-law, and we have utter confidence that both Tanya and Dory have chosen their ideal partners. They are undoubtedly soulmates and certainly compatible in both intellect and in humour. Tanya, a real tomboy in her early years, as I'm sure some of her friends will testify, has blossomed into a very feminine and strong-willed woman, successful in her career, as well as in her personal life. Tanya has given and continues to give both Hazel and myself a great deal of happiness, and I'm sure she will continue to bestow that same happiness on Dory. However, at school, Tanya was very talkative and disruptive, as most of her school reports will testify, and some of her friends, I'm sure, will equally do so. She was in fact sometimes called Motormouth by some of her colleagues. Things haven't changed much, as the only difference nowadays is that what she says is rather more constructive and makes pretty good sense. Apart from cutting chunks from her hair, setting fire to lampshades, cutting up the shower curtain, pushing a tree trunk through the kitchen window.
With Mark's help, actually.
With the help of her brother, and throwing the occasional tantrum.
Not including today.
Tanya is our perfect daughter, and I cannot stress how proud we are to see her looking so radiant today. Together with her brother Mark, Tanya has shown both Hazel and myself much nachas over the years, not so much as today, as when we saw her under the chuppah and enjoyed Mark's rendering of This Is the Moment. We're pleased to see Nana, Tanya's maternal grandmother, here, and looking lovely as ever. And we look forward to seeing her at many, many future simchas. We're only sorry that Tanya's maternal grandfather and her paternal grandparents, that is my father and mother, are not here to really enjoy this simcha. They would have been so proud. In Dory we found an equally perfect son-in-law and are pleased and proud to welcome him into the Joseph family. If only to fix my computer when it crashes. In the time we've known him, we've grown very fond of him, and we appreciate the steady influence which he has had on Tanya. I think he's installed some very, very special software, which don't really know.
Hasn't he just? It wasn't soft.
We would also like to welcome Dory's family into our newly extended family. Our Mechuten, Avi and Rivka, together with all the brothers and sisters who've travelled a long way to enjoy this simcha. We really welcome you into our family and hope I'm sure you're all as pleased and proud as we are to see the two of them here today. Page 2, it's only a little.
That's good, Dad.
We want to welcome the rest of all our guests here today, our friends and family, and we would like to also thank who is not here to receive the thanks now, Rabbi Golem, Rabbi Malitz, together with my cousin Alan Goodman, who did the chazonis, for their participation in the ceremony. I feel sure that Tanya and Dorian look forward to a long and happy future together, and with this in mind I would ask you to please stand, raise your glasses, and drink a toast to our bride and groom, Tanya and Dorian.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much.
And enjoy the rest of the evening as well.
Thank you.
I might later.
You've heard of the Rat Pack? They're not here. In their place, we have a group of girls called the Girlies. There is no need to see who they are. You can hear them. And you know whose friends they are. It could only be Tanya's. And to speak, we have Helen, who's come from Cambridge, and Louise, a little bit further, from New York, to be with us today. Ladies and gentlemen, Helen and Louise. On the microphone?
No, oh, they don't need
All of our earliest memories involve Tanya. From that first day as infants. Excuse me. A bit of feedback. From that first day as infants, we bonded like glue and remained stuck tight throughout primary, junior and secondary school. We spent so much time together. We became intertwined like sisters. And through the laughter and the tears, we shared our dreams and our fears.
On leaving school, we each went our separate ways, following our own path. But there is something very special about a friendship such as ours, and though the years may have changed us, our friendship remains true. So when we do come back together, we never have to catch up. We just pick up where we left off, fitted together like pieces of a jigsaw.
Although Lou and I have shared memories of us all growing up together, we also have our own, and one of mine is when we played doggy in the dark with our brothers called Mark. Oh, the excitement, as we'd spend hours crawling about on our hands and knees, desperately hoping to be the one to grab the square-shaped head, the one that felt like Brillo. That was the moment when you knew you'd won the ultimate prize, a kiss from Kevin Snyder. But soon, Mum would call us down for tea. The light would come on and the spell would be broken. We'd all get up, our eyes blinking madly, adjusting to the light. Flushed red with excitement, we'd smooth our crumpled hair, run downstairs and take our seats at the pine kitchen table. Each person looking from one to another, everyone wondering what the other person knew. All was soon forgotten as Mum brought in her famous chocolate cake, the one with the chocoliest flake ever. Our faces beaming, she never suspected a thing.
One of my memories was an event that was just as exciting, but not quite as innocent. One Christmas, around the age of 12, we decided that we were short of cash. The two of the girls who were with us, no names mentioned, had an idea and convinced Tan and I that it would be a sure winner. Door-to-door carol singing. What were four Jewish girls thinking? So off we went, knocking on doors, singing at the top of our lungs what we could remember of any old Christmas carol. The problem was that most people wanted more than the two lines that we knew the words to, and would insist that we continue for a while so they could enjoy the holiday cheer. This promptly put us into a panic as we were banking on the door being opened, greeted with a "how lovely," and then men handing over the cash. So at this point, we would throw ourselves into a tuneful tra-la-la-la. This would leave them disappointed and confused, and a few pennies would be handed over if we were lucky. After doing this for a couple of houses, the Jewish guilt started to set in. So we decided to head off home and help our mums make latkes for Hanukkah.
When our doggy days were done, other obsessions took over our lives. So in the theme of Top of the Pops, a programme we all grew up with, we give you our very own countdown called Tan's Top 10.
And at number 10, the eyeliner. Always black. Not many people know this. Maybe even you don't, Dory. But Tan has this amazing talent. She can apply eyeliner in a perfect circle around her whole eye without the use of a mirror. I kid you not. During the 80s, Tan loved Soft Cell and seemed to have a special affinity with Mark Armand, who was the lead singer. This may have had something to do with her uncanny resemblance to her.
Oh my God.
Oh my God, yes,
I don't know if you can tell which one's Mark Armand and which one's Tanya, actually. Take note, the use of black eyeliner helped Tan achieve the Mark Armand look, Phil Oakey look, etc., etc.
Oh, that was
At number 9, we have the hair. In school, we'll never forget the anguish as Tan geared herself up for the dreaded haircut. The fear would creep in during the morning, reaching its peak finally just before the lunch bell, when she'd be off like a shot across the playground. The rest of us would sit around eating our sandwiches, taking bets on the scale of the disaster. Just before afternoon bell, I'd go through my usual routine of trying to retrieve my brace, which I'd removed to eat my lunch, and then forgotten about and thrown out with my sandwiches in the bin. Then we'd all rush to the window ledge where we'd sit scanning the horizon until a yell would go up as she was spotted. A small figure cloaked in an anorak, skulking slowly through the now clearing playground. Her face pale and drawn, her cheeks stained red from tears and smudged black eyeliner. She'd stand below us looking up at the window with eyes that said she'd seen too much. We knew then that the news was bad. Afterwards, we'd hear the full horror story of how they'd not listened, how the fringe was too short. What on earth was she going to do with it till it grew back? Then we'd have the post-mortem where hours and days would be spent endlessly dissecting and analysing the situation, all of us desperately trying to pick up the pieces of Tan's crushed ego.
The 80s perm, a Tanya classic. I think we can all remember this one sticking around for a little too long. Tan sometimes adapted this look by taking a section of hair from each side, scrunching it up high on top of her head, which would achieve, hey presto,
Oh, you can't.
I love the eyeliner.
Black eyeliner.
I'm going to kill you.
Tan's hair has been through many phases. The fringe, cutting it off, growing it out. In fact, Tan's fringe is always growing out. More recently, the pin straight look, although this look also has its drawbacks, any hint of climate change and Tan's running for cover.
Thank God we were blessed today.
Yes, we were blessed today. Hair colour. Tan's hair colour also changed pretty regularly. In fact, we reckon that the Shaders and Toners Company most likely became an empire